we have to look about beneficiary who will be most interested in our research. May academicians, may industry personnel, society people, farmers, others. So, based upon our area, first we have to finalize our area of research. In which area we want to perform our research, like AIML, machine learning, software engineering, object-oriented design and development, computer security, cyber security. So first we have to finalize the area of research. In which area we are going to perform a research, and what about beneficiary who will be most interested in our research. After that, after finalization the area, we have to finalize the sub area of research, because we are not going to cover entire the things. So we have to finalize the sub area of research. So after finalization the sub area of research, we have to finalize the search string. We have to finalize the search keywords, because ultimately we have to finalize the problem statement. So with the help of search string, search keywords, we have to find the appropriate literature. We have to finalize the duration of literature review. Last 5 years or last 10 years, we are going to search the data. So there are two important things. First is search string, we can say search keywords, and another one search databases. Most common like Google Scholar, IEEE, Springer, elsewhere. So we have to finalize the databases, we have to finalize the search strings, and after that we have to perform the search. So maybe we will get there some related work, some irrelated work, even maybe we will get some closely related work. So that's why there is a two criteria in literature review, in problem formulation, inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. So based upon the relatedness of the work, based upon your specific research area, we have to apply the inclusion criteria as well as exclusion criteria. So we have to reduce the irrelated work. After that, there is a two category. May some work related to our research work, some is closely related to our research work. So these two works we have to record it. So based upon closely related work, we have to finalize the research guide. Most important. So here there is a big question. There are how many types of research guide is there? What types of research we are going to address? Am I understandable for everyone? Thank you. So what types of research gap we are going to address? Maybe population gap, maybe research methodological gap, maybe research data gap, maybe authentication gap. There are various types of research gap. Accordingly, we have to finalize. So based upon closely related work, we have to find such types of research gap. After finding the research gap, we have to discuss first, we have to think what types of gap we are going to address. Because for every research, there is some resources, there is some infrastructure is required. So we have to think about it, what types of resources, what types of infrastructure we have to find out for implementation, for successfully conducting our research. There is a one boundary, especially for PG students, for PhD students, duration also. So we have to think about duration, about required resources, about availability, about our limitations also. Accordingly, we have to formulate the research statement based upon research guide. So it means what we have to do, I want to summarize. First, we have to finalize the search string, research keywords. After that, we have to finalize the search duration, like we are going to consider last 5 years published work, last 8 years or last 10 years. After performing the search, we will get some irrelated work, some related work. After that, some closely related work. So based upon closely related work, we are going to formulate the research statement, research problem. So here also we have to consider what types of resources is there, what types of infrastructure is required, what about durations. So accordingly we have to finalize the research statement. And after that we have to think who will be most interested in our research work. What is the outcome? What is the significance? What about impact of proposed research work? Is there any impact? Like suppose we want to do some research in computer field. So what is the impact of society? What is the impact of academia? What is the impact of industry? Accordingly, we have to think. Because if there is no impact, no significance of our research work, so it is simply wastage of time, wastage of resources. If we are able to contribute something, may 0.01% in our field for computer society people, for students, researchers, for future researchers, for industry, for our society, for agriculture, it depends on what types of research we are going to do. So it will be better because they will ask you what is the impact of your proposed research work, who will be most interested in your research work. So accordingly, we have to finalize the impact. So it means after finalization, the problem statement with the help of research lab, with due consideration of required resources and infrastructure, we have to formulate our research objective. What is the objective of our research work? So based upon problem statement, because there is a very strong relationship between our problem statement and research objective. They must be related. There is a close relationship. If problem statement is different, objective is different, no one will accept. But if it is systematic, it is closely related, so even worldwide people recognize it. May you will get good citation. May your work will establish a great milestone for future researchers, for other academicians. May they will quote, they will cite your work if it is working. So it means you have to finalize the objective. What is the objective? So what types of objective you are going to achieve? Accordingly, you have to set 2 or 3 objectives. Especially for PG students or doctoral research candidates, you have to finalize like that. And you have to keep all the records in your laptop, maybe in the form of hard copy or soft copy, because for future reference, if you are going to present your work in front of your academic committee or you are going to present in an international conference, may they will ask you what is the basis of finalization of this problem statement. Then you show your research work, what is your base paper, core paper. So accordingly you have to show. Am I understandable? Yes. So like that, because systematic literature, we have to keep all the record with evidence. Nowadays, research is evidence based. If we are claiming anything without evidence, no one will accept. There is one famous saying: every success want his her cost. Every success want his her cost. If you are able to pay, definitely you will get. No one will stop it. So if we are going to do research work, you have to pay attention, you have to pay time, you have to pay concentration. Related to our problem statement, related to our research objective. So after finalization the research objective, we have to finalize that if we are going to complete these objectives with the help of our research statement, what is the significance? What is the impact of this proposed research? So we have to write it in point wise. What is the impact of research? What about beneficiary? Because definitely people will ask you based upon your research problem, based upon your research statement. Further, I will go with one good example. I will explain, I will relate all the things. After that, what about resources? What about infrastructure? What about tools? When you are going to implement your proposed research work, you have to mention everything. You have to go, you have to start your research work with complete research plan. And you have to trace it monthly, you achieving your goal, you achieving your research plan timely or not. If is there any lag between proposed research plan and your current research work, so we have to discuss with your colleagues, with your related persons, with your supervisors, and timely we have to complete. Because worldwide lot of people they working the research in same area. If you dealing, so may other people, other professors, other researchers, they already published this type of work. So what you will do that? After that, you are going to present your work. Lot of people is there. They will ask you this work already done by someone. So why are you doing such type of work? So that's why we have to go. We have to proceed with complete research plan. We have to adhere the deadline. We have to complete the task accordingly. So it will be better. You will get good result. You will get after good timely publication. May you will get good citations also. Your research work provide roadmap for future researchers, for academicians also. So like that, you have to start. Suppose my research area is software engineering and object-oriented design and development. Currently, I am working in object-oriented design and development. So as per latest research, nowadays most of the software industries they using object-oriented technology for developing commercial application software. Why? Because it is portable, it is platform independent, it is more secure, data cannot move freely. So there is a two concern. One is most of the time stakeholder came in industry, they want comparison or they want upgradation for your existing system. May they want to switch from manual based to computerized system or they want to upgrade their system based upon requirement, based upon business need, based upon government regulations. So what will happen? First, and generally most of the stakeholders they don't know about their actual requirement. Because generally more than 98% stakeholders, as per published work I am saying, with evidence, they have no technical skills, no technical knowledge. So that's why in industry there is a one person known as program leader, project manager, system analyst. They are going to collect the requirement. What is their expectation? What they come first time for comparison or they want to upgrade their system. So major concern, there is two concern. First, basically stakeholders they looking only for functionality. They want to fulfill their functional requirement. But there is a one famous saying about software quality. Software does not expire, but it requires time to time maintenance. So functionality no problem, we have to do. But what about quality? Nowadays a lot of competitions in industry. People working 24 hours in rotation basis. So their motive they have to deliver quality oriented software within time and within budget. Because as I am saying, software does not expire. Like suppose in my country there is a lot of bank is there, RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So they are not State Bank of India. So they are not going to change their system. Day by day, customer will come. They want to open their account. Sometimes they are offering some schemes. Sometimes government changing their guidelines. So they have to update the software. They have to modify the existing software. So what will happen? So such types of things they are going to consider from the beginning of the software development. So that's why we have to consider software functionality as well as software quality. There is a quality requirement also. If they are not going to consider quality, after 6 months, after 1 year, stakeholder will come, maybe requirement change, maybe government policy change, maybe some business policy change. They want to upgrade, they want to modify the system. What will happen? So company will not do that. They have to modify, they have to change. We cannot stop banking services. So without understanding, without knowing all the internal things, how they will manipulate, how they will change, how they will fix. So there is a two things. One is maybe due to requirement change, company will come for software industry. I need such types of modification. I need such types of addition. May some error occur. some corrective maintenance required, some perfective maintenance required, or maybe some adaptive maintenance required. And no one can say, may after 2 years, after 3 years, development teams 30% to 60%, sometimes 30% member gone, they join other organizations. But who is the responsible? Company is responsible for changing. They have agreement, they have MOU, they will facilitate. So in that case, that's why software companies nowadays they want to develop, they want to deploy quality-oriented software within time, within budget. Because during the development, they have contract between stakeholder and software development company. They are going to introduce such types of functional things. They are going to include quality requirements. Because if there is no quality, currently software will work as per their functional requirement. But in future, if there any change occur, maybe due to error, due to correction, due to adaptability, due to government policy, so who is the responsible? Company will change, and they have to change, they have to modify within time. So that's why during designing phase, because nowadays we are going to divide our entire SDLC into phase. First one, requirement phase, known as problem phase, and another one, design to deployment, known as solution phase. We are going to provide a solution. So what researchers, they stating we have to consider all the functional requirement as well as non-functional requirement at the beginning phase, especially we can say at the design phase. We have to check our proposed software design, including all the functional requirement as well as quality requirement or not. What do you mean by quality? Anyone from audience can tell? What do you mean by quality? What is quality? Okay, no issue.
I think in terms of data, I can say something that doesn't make sense. It has.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you for your answer. So, quality, I want to define what is quality. Basically, quality vary person to person. May someone like Samsung mobile phone, someone preferring Apple mobile phone. So no one can say this is quality oriented, this is not, because it is quality individual perspective. I am preferring chicken, I am preferring non-vegetarian, someone in my country preferring vegetarian. So quality is very person to person. So it means there is one generic definition of quality, especially given by software guru. Quality may make people satisfied and happy. If there is a satisfaction, if there is a happiness, so quality is there or not? If we eating something, if we using some product, we feel happiness, we feel satisfaction, so we can say it is quality oriented or not. So same things for software during design phase, we have to consider software must fulfill the functional requirement as well as quality requirement. So my research area is nowadays software quality. And research means what? Why we are going to do research? For society benefit, for industry, for academicians. And what is the motive? May, with the help of our research, we want to reduce the cost. Like nowadays, previously only few people, only richest people can use the mobile phone, can use the laptop, can use the software, but nowadays everyone is using that. Why? Because most of the industry persons, they working on software quality. Their motive, they want to reduce the quality, but they want to reduce the cost, they want to reduce the development time, and they want to introduce the good quality software. So if time will reduce, quality will increase. So what will happen? We are going to deliver the quality software within time and within budget as per latest research survey. There is one researcher, he conducted research, and as per his published research work, they showing even nowadays almost 40 to 70% development cost, software development cost occupied by software testability as well as software maintainability. These two quality factors they occupying cost 40 to 70%. Because as I told, software does not expire. Every product has its expiry date. But what about software? Software does not expire. But there is a condition. It requires time to time maintenance. If we maintain, no problem. So what about maintenance? What about testing? If any corrective maintenance occur due to any error, any perfective maintenance occur for quality purpose, any adaptive maintenance occur, maybe hardware change, software change, platform change. So we have to modify the software. So it means during design phase, we have to consider what types of quality factors they are going to affect our software. Because why we are going to consider, why we are choosing software design phase? Because if we are going to choose coding stage and if there any problem occur, so again we have to come back at design phase, we have to modify our design and again we have to start coding. So it will increase rework. So rework will increase, it means time will increase. If time will increase, so cost will increase. If cost will increase, who will pay the cost? They have already understanding, they have already MOU. I am going to deliver this software within this time, within this budget. So if company will ask the additional money from stakeholder, so they will deny. So that's why as per latest research, around 35 to 40% software not going to deliver due to the last moment, due to the mid of customer requirement change. Because as I told, most of the customers, they all are non-technical persons, they don't know about their requirement. Only they considering their functionality. They don't aware about government policy, about future modification, about future changes, about hardware change, about software change. So that's why during design phase, we have to consider all the functional requirement as well as non-functional requirement, known as quality requirement. Like software maintainability, we have to design software considering the maintainability. Maintainability means what? Maintainability facilitates the maintenance process. Maintainability facilitates the testing process. That's why they introduced software testability also. Software testability means ease of testing. Because without proper testing, no one can say software is quality oriented or not. Software is able to fulfill functional requirement or not. It is like that or not? So during the design phase, we have to consider all the quality factors. Maybe functionality, maybe testability, maybe maintainability. So suppose I want to consider software maintainability at design phase. So what we will do? All the examples here I am giving related to object-oriented design and development. So first we have to consider what types of quality factors they are going to affect our software maintainability at design phase. So like if we want to maintain, if we like to maintain our software, so first if is there any error occur, any adaptive maintenance required, so first we have to understand our module, our class diagram, interdependency between modules coupling, we have to understand. So what we have to consider nowadays, as I told, we using object-oriented technology. So due to there is one important feature, inheritance. So what will happen in inheritance is code we can reuse, but if we are going to reuse multiple classes, because nowadays, as per latest recent paper published, every commercial software after 2 years, its software size is going to double. Even in your mobile phone, you can say you have to update your WhatsApp, you have to update this software, you have to update this software. So, lot of qualitative features day by day they are going to introduce. So, what will happen if due to inheritance complexity going to increase, coupling going to increase. So if we are unable to deliver complexity software, so what will happen? It will create problem. It will reduce understandability. If we are unable to find the error, to find the bugs due to increase of complexity, what will happen? It will take too much time. So time will increase, what will happen? Cost will increase, and we have strict deadline. Suppose you working for any banking organizations, so they cannot stop their services. So it means at design phase we have huge reusability concept, but we have to focus on complexity also. No need to increase the module complexity. What about changeability? Design is changeable or not? Because our code directly depend upon our software blueprint, our design. So software is design is changeable or not? It is modifiable or not? If design not supporting changeability, so in future it will create problem. As I told, software does not expire due to its maintenance, and in future change requirement will occur, may due to error, due to some platform change or any other reasons. So software is changeable or not? What about complexity? What about stability? We have to create our design. Design must be stable. Stable means what? Suppose due to this reusability, due to complexity, we got error in our module 3. And our module 3 inherited by module 7, module 11, module 14. It is inherited by 3 other modules. So we are going to change in module 3. What will happen? May other module will change. Because they all are inherited. So that's why we have to consider our design must be stable. If we are going to perform change in one module, remaining inherited module must be remain same. So such types of quality factors we have to consider. What about testability? Software must be understandable. Design must be understandable. Easily we can trace everything. So that's why we have to consider software understandability also. So it means software generally they started research on software engineering, object-oriented design and development from the beginning of 1971, and still lot of gap is there. They are nowadays also we have limited deadlines, we have limited budget, we have very tight schedules. So that's why they're working on software quality. They want to deliver quality software within time and within budget as per stakeholder requirements, as per business requirements. So during the design phase, we have to consider all the quality requirements. So how we can say software is maintainable? For every quality factor, they have given quality criteria. Like if we can say software is maintainable, what is software maintainability? How we can say? So there is a specific criteria. If software is understandable, if software is changeable or modifiable, if software is stable, we can say our design is maintainable. It means if we are able to understand easily, it means understandability criteria is satisfying. If our software is less complex, complexity criteria is satisfying. If our software is changeable, if our software is stable, it means after modification in one module, others is remaining same. So we can say if such types of criteria is satisfying because maintainability has its own criteria, we can say software is maintainable. But as I told, we are going to develop software nowadays. More than 90% software industry they using object-oriented technology. And in object-oriented technology, they are going to use the object-oriented construct, object-oriented principle. So we have to consider which principle affecting reusability, which principle creating complexity. Are you getting my point? So there is a strong relation between software quality and object-oriented design constructs. So we have to establish some relationships between software quality and object-oriented design constructs. And for every object-oriented design constructs, we have object-oriented design matrices. So what is our motive? What I am doing? Nowadays I am creating a relationship between software quality, like software maintainability, for example, software quality criteria, related object-oriented design characteristics, object-oriented design constructs, and related object-oriented design matrices. So first we have to justify if there is any relationships or not. But what I found, there is a very strong relationship between these object-oriented quality, software object-oriented design quality, object-oriented design properties, object-oriented design matrices. So after finding the relationship, we have to identify what design constructs contributing for reducing complexity, what design constructs reducing understandability, what design constructs increasing understandability, what design constructs decreasing changeability. So we have to find such types of things, and with the help of commercial application softwares, we have to find the data. Even you can search, you have to ask industry persons also, you have to request some industry person, they calculating these matrices value with the help of manually. But my motive, there is some model is there, but I want to introduce the model at the design phase, because if we are going to fix all the issue at the beginning, not in coding phase, so we will get great support. Because if any error is there, we can fix at beginning phase. If we are going to consider at coding phase, again come back to design. We have to modify our design, we have to change our design. Again, we have to start coding. So there is a very strong relation between these things, and accordingly, you have to consider the design properties and quality factors, especially if you are going to develop a commercial application software. So you can deliver the software within time and within budget, because nowadays for industry they facing great types of challenges, especially time and budget and maintainability. Because every industry they want big stakeholders like banking people, they want to develop commercial application software, they have worldwide clients. So if any problem occurs, no one going to wait. Nowadays, no one going to wait. Even we using internet, suppose we going for surfing. If we getting delayed for any website, immediately people getting irritated. They are going to switch. It is like that or not? So same for softwares. Like especially for financial organizations, they cannot stop their services. Like in my country, SBI, State Bank of India, biggest public sector banks. Even they have 4 databases. Suppose one database stop, any error occur, again it automatically switch to second database, then third database, and they are providing non-stop services. So if any types of change occur in software also, any types of maintenance occur, so what is the motive? Same time, within few hours we have to fix the problem, we have to provide the solutions. So how we can do it? With the help of considering these quality factors, these design characteristics, these design matrices. So during research suggesting, we have to find appropriate design quality, appropriate design characteristics, and design matrices. And during beginning, especially at design phase, we have to consider such types of things, so we are able to deliver software within time and within budget. Thank you so much for your time and everything. Have a nice time. If anyone has any question, please feel free to ask.
About quality and satisfy the requirements.
Yes.
But I think the requirements have general requirements and individual requirements for customer. And when we talk about individual requirements, we have a big data.
Okay.
And how we think about how the generative models can this help us for this big data, and how you think role the general models in object-oriented design?
General model.
Yes.
No, basically, as I told, there is a lot of quality model given by FIRBS, model given by Bohem, model given by MC-CAL, model given by ISO 9126, and one another model is there. So what types, because software quality varies from requirement to requirement, from organization to organization. Like, especially we are going to consider suppose for financial institution software. So what types of quality we have to consider? We have to consider quality like software security for financial institutions. We have to consider quality like software maintainability. We have to consider quality like software testability. So quality depends what types of software, what types of commercial application software we are going to deliver. So what is my suggestion? Based upon quality, we have to develop the model. What types of quality needed? So accordingly, we have, because lot of quality factor is there. More than 40 quality factor is there, and for every quality factor, they have 5 to 10 quality criteria. So based upon quality factors, we have to create lot of gap is there. That's why I am saying we have to develop a model for every types of quality factors and what types of quality required for proposed software. They have to consider. It will considered by program manager, program leader, system analyst. It depends. We are not going to apply all the quality factors for one software. It depends upon software types. Like suppose we want to purchase one 4-wheelers, one car. So it depends upon family to family what types of requirement is there accordingly, family size and transportation area like that. So we have to consider. Madam, you got my point? Okay, thank you. Yes, Professor.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, my only worry is that the anything because there's no PowerPoint. So this is my work. So I prefer it in my PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, okay.
Now you know people will have to be more focused because I was listening too much talk and then the language issue almost cannot capture everything as we are talking.
Basically, I have PPT.
Yeah,
So in my country, basically, both way we consider it, with the help of PPT and without PPT. But I have PPT, no problem, I will share.
Okay,
I will give Professor Juhar and he will share. Basically, there are two types of presentation. Sometimes we using PPT, sometimes we using without PPT. But I admitted your suggestions. No problem, next time I will consider that. But I have PPT, I will share. No problem. Yes, Professor.
Thank you, Prof, for your presentation. My question goes back to your initial talk on systematic reviews.
Okay.
I want to know, how do you satisfy reviewers about the sufficiency of your literature? Sufficiency of your databases that you consider?
Okay, okay. Oh, great question. Thank you so much for your, okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your nice questions. Basically, as I told, your question is how we can say we conducted sufficient literature review about data research and everything. So, first, as I told, we have to clear about our research area. What about our research area? What about your sub-research area? Accordingly, we have to identify search string. We have to identify search keywords based upon our research area. First, we have to find with the help of parallel researchers, with the help of our guides, what types of search string is here, what types of related keywords related to our research area. Because without finding appropriate search keywords, maybe we are unable to find closely related words, to find related people. So that's why this search string for finding, for conducting systematic literature review is very, very important. So we have to identify all the related keywords, all the related search strings. After that, as you asked, we have to identify major databases. They are going to publish work related to our research field. So we have to identify. First we have to search, then we have to ask same researchers, they are working already in our related field. We have to ask your professors, your colleagues. So all the databases you have to identify they publishing work related to our field. Accordingly, we have to enter the search words. We have to find the different types of statement. We have to create and we have to search based upon needs. We have to set the condition about duration like last 5 years, last 10 years. So we can say we perform enough searches. Because if search string is okay, related keywords, we are not forgetting anything. After that, we have to find how many databases is there they published work related to our field. We have to consider all. And after getting all the documents, we have to categorize it. How many not related, how many related, how many closely related. Because our major concern only related and especially closely related. With the help of closely related, we have to identify related findings. Based upon related findings, we are going to formulate research gap. After formulating the research gap, we have to suppose we will get 4 or 5 research gap. So we have a lot of limitations, like maybe budget limitations, maybe time limitations, maybe resource limitations. So accordingly, what types of research gap is feasible for individual case we have to consider. So for databases, we have to discuss about colleagues, about other related people, how many databases is there, they publishing work related to our field, we have to consider all. Otherwise, definitely no one can say it is sufficient. But we have to discuss with our colleagues, with the help of internet like that. I think answer you. Thank you. Any other questions from any audience? So okay.
So we can safely say there is no sufficient that is agreeable across researchers. It's up to the researcher to say, I have reached. The only problem is we send to them for peer review and they come back and say,
Of course.
it's not enough.
Yeah, even that's why the name is research. Always web is there. Suppose you say, no, okay, I considered all the databases, I have entered all the search strings. No one can say, after doing implementation and authentication, validation, no one can say my research is completed. Again, you have to show some future research direction, some future work. That's why research, no? Quality means what? There is always scope for qualitative improvement in every field. In my presentation also, in my lecture also, in your work also, always there is a scope qualitative. I am always using qualitative improvement. We should polite. We cannot say there is a lot of gap, but we can say yeah, there is some scope for qualitative improvement. That's why people doing research. So thank you so much. Again, have a nice time.
Yes.
Yes, okay, sir.
I just wanted to say, how do you evaluate the Google search since itself can search in different databases? Do you still subscribe to subscribing to specific databases, or Google search is enough since it searches across databases?
No, sir. Basically, generally, if we're talking about Google Scholar, you're talking about Google or Google Scholar?
No, Google search is.
No, Google search is not enough, in my opinion. In my view, it is not enough because there is a lot of specific databases they publishing only research work. So we have to identify databases because database is most important. May you will get some paper free access, some paid. So lot of databases is there, like problem formulation. Generally, what people doing, they maximum cases, in my experience, they don't know about search string. How we have to finalize the search string, how we have to finalize the search keywords. without appropriate, without proper finalization of search string, how we can say our search is complete? After finding the appropriate search string, we have to find the appropriate related databases. Maybe with the help of our friends, our colleagues, our professors, they working in same area, we have to identify. But in my opinion, Google is not enough. We will get Google is not specific. If we are talking based upon our keywords, what types of keywords we want to, definitely we will get some paper. But about recent work or latest, they are unable to provide, in my experience.
So you are saying a reason to say our university subscribes to this database is not enough to, in terms of your systematic review.
Yeah.
Because some write and say, I said in this databases because my university subscribes to this specific database.
Yeah, basically, certain of our university, even in my university, Chandigarh University, also, we have some major databases. So there is such type of decision taken by high management. So there is some conditions, some financial issue. So they considered some major databases. They planning for other databases. May in future they are going to subscribe. But for systematic literature review, generally we asking, we have to consider all the related major databases. So it will be better. Otherwise, we will not find some related work. Suppose we are going to start our work and such types of work already published here. So that's why, in general, suggestion is we have to consider all the related databases if possible. That's why people asking you, like in my university during synopsis presentation for PhD, my first question, tell me about the search string and your databases. What you consider? How we can say your systematic literature review is okay? But what we thinking generally, people considering 3 or 4 databases, so there is a very less chance for any types of that. Because lot of researchers they publish such type of work. So if we are going to consider major 4 or 5 databases, so generally people or researchers also accepting, oh, it's okay, no problem. Because we cannot go for all the databases, but we have to consider related and major databases. Professor.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, I just want to add something because to my little understanding, Google Scholar sometimes assists for you to identify where the articles or publications related to your work can be found. For example, if I don't have, for example, access to Web of Science or I don't have access to IEEE, but if I go to Google Scholar and then I put some few keywords, although it does have some methods or ways to search, although it's not perfectly like when you do the systematic literature review, maybe following Prisma or whatever, but it can assist you to see that, okay, the type of my work, where can I find? And we do also have some open access, like NPI, like the preprint, IR3 if you are in the AI. So I think, to me, I still find Google Scholar as my first point, so that I can go, and if I do have access to Web of Science, then I can go and get text there and search. If I have access to this subscribe web databases, then I will determine that, okay, the type of my articles are more published in this type of book. But for learning or emerging researchers or someone who's still learning how to do literature, Google Scholar to me is where to begin.
Yeah, thank you, madam, for your question. Basically, yeah, it is a common problem. Most of the researchers they saying I am unable to access all the databases. So that's why Professor Jua organizing in his department this conference we had to collaboration. We had to ask with our colleagues, with our friends, they working in other universities. So basically, generally nowadays, every university they have 4 to 5 databases subscription. Maybe my university, some like IEEE, Ledger is very clear. Your university, some other may one add to some another databases. So we have to find our friends and ask our colleagues. Sometimes when we paying fees bill, some money also for access. So such types of option is there. We have to ask our friends, other researchers, our colleagues, if they giving idea of password credential. So we have to perform the search. There is no other option. That's why we are organizing such types of conference. Huh? People coming from different areas, different countries. We have to make collaboration. There is a lot of from research gates and so other. We have to go and ask. So it will be better.
Can I just ask, when it comes to generative AI and systematic information, how do one combat or how do you guys combat the fact that some students just use ChatGPT
Okay.
to actually just generate and systematic? You were speaking about the generative databases, right? So something that you would really research will go and look for the databases, but something that you find something quickly, they just sort of function into ChatGPT.
Exactly.
So how do one go about combat actually? What can one do in this situation?
So basically, research means what? There is a research ethics. You talking about ethics, so there is a research ethics. We have to consider. That's why in ChatGPT, no problem, you will get everything. But citation by requirement, we have to cite. If we taking any source, any information, any data from any public research work, so we have to cite it. If you want to perform research in original research and in ethical, so no need to go for ChatGPT. For your reference, you can use ChatGPT. You will get lot of suggestions, lot of ideas. But you have to follow appropriate research methods. You have to follow appropriate research methods and research methodology. After that, only you will get quality and your paper going to publish in good journal. But if you going for generative AI, ChatGPT like that, it is not good. Even you cannot think beyond the 1 minute. Generally, there is a shortcut that people to entering that. Even you will get complete research paper within 5 minutes. I am also using, I have good knowledge about ChatGPT, but it is not good, not advisable. No one will accept. Yes, good.
I don't understand when you say that the software doesn't expire. What makes it not expire? Isn't its functionality, usability? What is it that makes it? Can it not become?
Yeah, my statement is software does not expire, but there is a condition. But it requires time to time maintenance. Maybe corrective maintenance. If there any types of error, if we are going to maintain, we are going to error, again it will work. May it be perfective maintenance. We want to make it more qualitative. Or adaptive maintenance. It means maybe hardware change or software change. So we are going to again maintain, again modify, it will work continuously. There is a condition. Thank you.
What is the problem? Quality time.
Okay.
Quality and time.
Some
The comment in the statement that quality is moving time.
okay.
No comment.
I'm not getting it.
If you are saying that quality is a moving target, what do you say about it?
No, I told you quality is varying. What is quality? In my opinion, quality may make people satisfied and happy. So quality varies person to person. Quality depends person to person. Suppose your liking is different, professor liking is different, my liking is different. So quality varies person to person, but it is common. This quality may make people satisfied and happy. It is common for everyone. But liking is different. May this pen is quality oriented for me. For you, maybe another brand pen is quality. So, but no one can say it is not a quality oriented. It is individual view. But quality may make people satisfied and happy. That's why I am giving generic definition. In software engineering, we using quality may make people satisfied and happy. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Khan. We enjoyed that. It was very insightful and interesting.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
So just as a token of our appreciation, we just want to give you a little something for your
Okay, thank you, thank you.
participation. Okay, so we will be breaking for tea now. I want to ask that everybody is back here at 10 minutes to 11. And then we will just quickly do an arrangement for the breakout rooms so that we can start with our presentation. So 10 to 11, and then we will give all the arrangements for the next session, and then we can go to the other rooms. Enjoy the tea. Oh.